Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for joining us. If it's your first time, thank you for coming through. We appreciate you. I'm here with my co-host.
Yes, sir. My name is Rod, and this is the Friend Podcast. Make sure you check us out. We're streaming everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our merch, TFP Shop. We got a lot of cool stuff on there, so make sure you go check that out.
Check it out, man. I ain't gonna lie, we just motherfucking recorded about like 15 minutes and I didn't record, so like I'm mad now. But let's get into that though. Like, what's some shit? Can we talk about pet peeves right quick? Like, bro, I swear on God, I hit the record button, but like it didn't record. Like that shit get under my skin.
Yeah, because I don't even remember all the stuff we talked about earlier now.
I don't even remember. What's some pet peeves though? What's off the top of your dome? Like, what's some shit that you like that just grinds your gears? You know what I mean?
I would say like a bunch of people like walking over trying to talk to me in the morning. Like I don't really like that.
Yeah.
It's like, give me a second to put my stuff down and get situated before you come up and try to have a conversation or anything like that. It's like let me get set up first.
You know, if we keeping it on work, let's talk about this. Like, I hate when I need something done, and I can see the person that needs to do it, and like they talking or some shit, like, or they not doing it. Because I'm somebody that's very quick to do things like at work, where it's like, oh, we got something to do, okay, boom, let's do it. Like, I hate seeing a nigga fucking bullshitting while you need to be doing the task that I need you to do, because I'm trying to hurry the process up. Like, you know.
I get that because I don't really. It depends on a due date. Like you got to give me a time frame of like when you want this done. If you don't, then I'm just kind of gonna do it on my time. If I don't feel like it's a pressing thing in my schedule.
I mean, yeah, I get that. But you know, this is one of the things about that though, is that you can't expect the things that you do out of other people. So just because I'm so quick with the shit, just because I'm on top of my shit, don't mean that everybody else is. So I have to learn that to like not expect the same things. Like have low expectations, so when they don't do it, then you can't be mad. You know what I mean?
I do have that issue with restaurants I go to, and I sit down or something like that, and I see waiters over there talking amongst each other. Like I really hate that, like crowded in front
Yeah.
of everyone, just having a loud conversation, like laughing and joking, and like take that shit to the back. Like I'm not trying to see y'all all joking and together loud. Like I'm eating food and watching my stuff like with other customers. I'm not trying to see y'all do that.
Wait, why are
That's
you
kind of like
hating? Why you hating on that conversation? Though? They can't
no, I'm
talk.
just saying take it to the back, like not in front of customers. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, yeah, that is unprofessional. No, not that you say that. Yeah, that's kind of unprofessional that they doing that.
Or I would say another thing. Um, when your waiter has a phone in their hand when they're trying to take your order, that's another weird thing.
I never seen that before. You seen that?
Yeah, I go to bars and like sit down, stuff like that, and or a restaurant or something like that. And sometimes the waiter have their phone in their hand and they're just like looking at their phone or something. And then they see me like stop and I'm like looking at them like, all right, go ahead and finish up. And then maybe they might put it away for a second.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
We're super weird.
yeah, I don't get that. I think people just tied to their phones though. But why do you need it when you're supposed to be taking my order? Like, you're not even supposed to have your phone on the floor.
Yeah, it's disrespect.
Yeah. I mean, I've worked at places where they'd be like, "Don't even pull your phone out at all." So it's like, why you even got your phone out here in the first place? Like, what's that important that you need to like see it right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or you have that person who just ignore you. They going back and forth and like asking other people around saying, hey, you need anything, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll just walk right past you.
I don't like that.
It'd be like, you knew I needed something because it's like normally when I give a waiter the look, that means like I need your attention if I'm looking at you.
You don't put that one finger up. I do the finger, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get their attention.
If they don't like gradually see me looking at them and ask for something, then and they walk past me, then I'd be like, oh, okay. Like then I gotta put my hand up and be like, hello, like I need some, like I'll say something then. If I see them purposely go past me and like not try to cater to me, like do their job pretty much.
Yeah, and I don't feel bad about doing that type of shit either, because it's like I'm a good tipper. I like to pride myself as being a good tipper. So it's like when I need you to come over here, let's see if you're gonna actually come over here. Like I'm not gonna do it if I see him in the middle of some shit, but like, bruh, if I got my hand up, let me get a refill. I'm ready to order. Woo woo. You know what I mean? You gotta respect good service.
Yeah, if it's real busy for sure, I'll go ahead and lift my hand up. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people, and I want them to get my attention real quick.
Or I might just be like, excuse me. I'm one of them. Like I'm gonna excuse you to death, like for sure. Other than that, I can't really think of any. I mean, I feel like a lot of shit just pissed me off, so I'm not gonna sit here and name off all the shit that I think is a pet peeve. But
All right, now that we're done talking about our pet peeves, let's talk about the Emmys. So they put out the nominees for this year, and it's a lot of good shows. Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Wednesday, Ted Lasso. There's some other ones I ain't really heard too much about. They got The Marvelous, Miss Maisel, Only Murders in the Building.
mm-hmm. Oh, I see
Um,
White Lotus on there.
yeah, is there any ones that you're like really excited about?
Not necessarily. I don't even know the last time I seen the Emmys, but it has been a lot of shows that I've watched that's like current and new that are up for these different awards. So I'm interested to see like who's gonna actually win. I do like Euphoria a lot. I like White Lotus. I like Snowfall. Atlanta was good the last season. Like there's a lot of shows that I think that need that recognition. Wait, so is Emmys movies and shows, or is it just TV shows?
Look like it's movies and shows. Um, got categories. They got comedy, drama. They got anthology series, reality, short film, and variety. So it's a bunch of things they're giving recognition for. And I'm gonna go to like the big category. So lead actor, who they got for the running here.
Let's see.
All right, so they got Jeremy White. Well, that's from The Bear.
Yeah, shout out to the Bear.
Mhm. The head of Ted Lasso, Jason. Um, Only Murders in the Building. That sounds like I might want to check that out. Martin Short. I haven't seen that guy like in a while.
I never seen him in my life.
He used to be in a bunch of comedy movies back in the day.
For real?
Yeah, like a bunch of comedy movies.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, I can't think of like any of them now, but he definitely pops up in a lot of movies. Jason Segel and Bill Hader, and they're from Buried in the Streaking. So
Mm-hmm.
no black guys though; they're all white guys.
I mean, so what is this lead actor in a comedy series? Wait, is The Bear a comedy series?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, there's funny aspects, but I feel like there's like it's very serious at points too, though. Like it's very dramatized at some points. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
That's
definitely to me.
interesting.
It's like what do they call it? Dramedy,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I can see that.
but it's definitely comedy aspects way throughout the entire show. Them yelling at each other and the back and forth. I think that's meant to be like the funny aspect.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. And then what's dude name? Maddie Matheson. He's pretty. What is it? Fack. Like Fack is pretty funny on there. So yeah, it's some funny parts for sure. Now, in terms of this category, best lead actor in a comedy series, I've only seen that show. I've heard good things about Ted Lasso, so I'm thinking he's probably gonna win because that's the only one I did. Well, I've heard of Barry too. I haven't seen it though.
Yeah,
But
everybody love Ted Lasso.
yeah,
That's him being I think a soccer coach. I think that's what it's about. I haven't watched it myself either,
yeah, I don't know. I have no idea,
but it
to be
might be fun.
honest.
I might have to check it out since it seems like the show is always up for an award. So
Right. Okay, let's get into this one though. 'Cause this I'm excited about this one now. So outstanding lead actor in a drama series. So we have three actors from Succession. We have Jeremy Strong, we have Kieran Culkin, and then Brian Cox, which is Logan Roy. So we have those three that are nominated. We also have Pedro Pascal from The Last of Us, Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul, which was great the last season, and then Jeff Bridges with The Old Man. So, out of this one, do you feel like I feel like it's gonna be Brian Cox, to be honest, like Logan Roy. I feel like he's probably gonna win because his acting, even though he wasn't really in the last season of Succession, I feel like he still might get it because he's outstanding for sure.
People talk a lot about that show, Succession, but I ain't never seen it.
Oh, I thought you've seen Succession before.
Nah, never seen it. It's
Oh,
definitely on my list of things to check out, though. I heard it's pretty much over now.
yeah, it's done.
Yeah, but I heard it's very good. So I heard Succession is pretty much probably going to sweep up this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you got more information on that, I haven't seen the show, but so I have no idea who these actors are for real.
Yeah. Oh, see, I thought you were seeing that shit. That's why I said that. But yeah, it's a good show. I think that the last season wasn't very strong, but the first three was real good to me. With the last season, I just feel like at the end they was starting to do some bullshit. But I do still think it deserves a lot of awards because it's an interesting premise. And we can get into that another
I
time. But
mean, a show that I'm surprised not to see is Snowfall.
man,
Like he did an amazing job, amazing final season. How did they not get nominated? Like that's one of the biggest snubs from this year.
would you consider that a drama?
Yeah, I would consider it a drama.
Okay, so let's run through who we have here. And not so for outstanding drama series, I know you mentioned Yellow Jackets before, right?
Yeah, I watched Yellow Jackets the second season. It was okay.
Oh, really? Okay, okay,
Not as good the first season, I don't think.
okay. I still got to check that out. So we have Yellow Jackets, we have White Lotus, The Last of Us, The Crown, Succession, House of Dragon, which is the Game of Thrones spinoff, Better Call Saul,
Yeah,
and
that
the
show
Star
was actually pretty
Wars.
smooth.
Which one?
House of Dragons, the spinoff of Game of Thrones. You saw it or no?
Nah, I don't fuck with no Game of Thrones shit. But was it better than Snowfall?
Nah, nah, I wouldn't say it because this season was really good from Snowfall. Like very good.
Yeah, it went down.
Like I would say it's probably the best show from this year. Like as far as season one, it's my favorite anyways. I mean, other than the Bear, I really love the Bear as well. But yeah, Snowfall is still my favorite from this year.
From this year, in terms of dramas, yeah. I mean, Better Call Saul, the last season was really good too.
I've been hearing people talk about that Better Call Saul. I need to check that shit out.
Remember when we used to watch? Well, I don't know if you used to watch it with us, but Breaking Bad, we used to watch that shit when it was on my little TV in our dorm.
I remember y'all watching it, but no, I watched it on my own, like later on though, like years later.
Yeah, like that's one of my favorite shows ever, Breaking Bad. So like Better Call Saul I think it might be better than Breaking Bad, to be honest.
Wow,
Yeah, and I love Breaking Bad
that's high praise actually. 'Cause Breaking Bad is one of the best shows ever to me.
ever.
I'm gonna check it out. I guess I just didn't think the lawyer would have that many or that good of a story for real. I mean, I know he gets criminals out of trouble, but
Hmm.
I mean that was the gist to me. I didn't think it was gonna be much to it.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is just seeing the backstory of how he got to the point where he was like where he's, you know what I'm saying, like fucking with these big kingpins and like real high profile people just doing illegal shit. Like it tells you how he gets to that point. And I think that story is just crazy. Just all the shit that he went through, like his brother. Like yeah, so yeah, check that out for sure. But in terms of this category here, I mean, once again, I haven't seen all of these shows, but out of all of these here, I mean, White Lotus was good too, though. Like White Lotus is man, that was such an interesting show, like an anthological show, where it's like just kind of talking
Anthropology.
about different things. Yeah, yeah, and like yeah, like
Yeah, that
something
was
like
a
that.
very great show.
Hmm. It was just interesting. Like it's just interesting just seeing all the different characters how they interact and like basically the message that they was trying to put through was just like interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I like about the Emmys and when these nominations come out, anyways, I feel like it gives me shows to watch. So it's like all these different shows that are nominated. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna check this out. So I think that's what the general public probably use these nominations for. But like, what do you get from checking out the Emmys?
I mean, I definitely do too. I mean, but you know what the thing about me is, I don't really necessarily like to watch everything or watch things that everybody else is watching, unless like somebody constantly tells me like, "Bro, go watch this, go watch this." But yeah, sometimes I might see something and be like, "Oh, okay, House of Dragon is cool. Okay, let me go." But yeah, for the most part, I be kind of
By the time this
going on
list
my
comes
own.
out, though, like the show's already over. So
True.
it's like you're already late.
This is true. This is true. I mean, which is fine with me though, because I don't really like watching shit in real time anyway. Because you other people's opinions gets into my opinion. Like I like to judge on my own. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
also like to binge watch stuff too. I like a collection episode instead of like win every week. I'm like, man, like I like to watch at least a few episodes in a row.
Now let's talk about this though. Like shout out to Quinta Brunson for being an outstanding lead nominee to be an outstanding lead actress in a comedy series for Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, Old Girl and the Bear too.
Oh, is she
Yeah, she was nominated as I think supporting role. So shout out to her.
supporting actress? Yes, yes. Ao Edebiri for the Bear. Shout out to her for doing. Oh, and Janelle James from Abbott. Oh, and Cheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott.
Congratulations.
Yeah, super dope, man. I see another black woman here, Jessica Williams from Shrinking. I haven't seen Shrinking, but shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she get her flowers too. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons or the ways that I look at this list, and these lists is like what how many black people are on it. Like that's my main thing. I just be trying to see like, okay, who's black on here that needs their recognition. Like Cheryl Lee Ralph is one of them women that's been in the she been in the game for so long. I don't even know if she ever has an Emmy yet, you know what I mean? But like she just been here. So I just want to see her get that recognition. Like that's really what it is.
Yeah, shout out to her.
I'm just trying to see if other shit that I actually give a fuck about. I don't know. Lead
I mean,
actor
I
in
feel like
a
we
limited
already talked about
series.
like the main one. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of good talent they chose. But yeah, Snowfall definitely got snubbed.
I don't get that, man. I mean, it's similar to The Wire though, because The Wire didn't get their flowers at the time, but The Wire is an incredible show. Um, just such an interesting show that we ain't never seen no shit like that before. Like when The Wire came out, that shit was revolutionary. You never seen no shit about that.
Yeah, it's kind of like wondering, did they even submit it?
I'm sure they did. I mean, it's HBO. It's a big company, you know. Like that was one of their earlier shows, but I'm sure they submitted it. Like I don't know why they wouldn't, you know. But I'm pretty sure they just got snubbed.
I don't see the shot either. Maybe that's just me though.
The Shy. That's still on.
Yeah, the kids grown up. Uh, it's a good show to me. I guess it is kind of like I feel like back in the day when people used to have these stories. That's kind of that's kind of vibe it is. It's always like something going on. It's like a kind of drama series amongst black kids in the inner city of Chicago.
Yeah, I did watch like part of that shit. I haven't seen like the whole thing, but I did always want to check out The Shy. I just never got into it. But yeah, shout out to everybody black, like Issa Rae said. Now we talked about the Emmys and we talked about the things that deserve recognition and the things that get all these flowers and stuff like that. But there's a lot of bullshit out here when it comes to movies and TV shows. A lot of shit that get recognition, like the shit that's overrated and shit that's just bad, terrible. I'm of the opinion of reboots in general is just any reboot for the most part that I've seen has not been good because I feel like you should just leave shit alone as it is.
You didn't like that Jack Harlow movie?
I got the first 5 minutes in, I was like, nah, I couldn't even get through that shit. I will watch it eventually though, but
What about Coming to America too?
Coming to America 2, it was cool. I don't really like the first one though. Like I'm not I know that's going like if black people heard that shit, they'd be mad as hell at me. But like I don't even really like the first Coming to America, so like the second one
Yeah,
didn't
you
really have.
crazy.
Yeah, it's just not. I'm not no big Eddie Murphy guy like that. Like
You
not
know
really.
something wild that I heard? They made an
Mhm.
Independence Day too.
Really?
Yeah,
When?
like I never knew that. That shit came out years ago. Apparently, Will Smith wasn't involved. Yeah, I think maybe he had a kid or something. It was about.
Independence Day too. Yeah, I had no idea. But is that different though? Because I feel like that's a sequel. Like that's. I feel like sequels are okay, but like a reboot of the exact same, like they did, like the Lion King or like Raven's Home. Like what was it like? That's a Raven, the Raven's Home. Like it's a reboot. I feel like a sequel is different than a reboot.
I hate shows like that too, like or shows they bring back with the same cast like 10 years later, like what they doing with all that those Disney shows and Nickelodeon shows. Like what was it, like Zoe and iCarly?
Oh, iCarly, they did another iCarly for sure.
Yeah, they're doing another Zoe thing. Well, they already been doing it. Um,
Like Zoe 101.
yeah,
What the fuck?
and yeah, just like a lot of those shows, they're just bringing the whole cast back, and I think that's normally trash when they do that.
I've never seen a good one. I know you've sung high praises of the Fresh Prince reboot. I've never seen it, but I do kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, I want to watch it because I fuck with Coco Jones, so I need to go watch that for sure.
Yeah, she plays a good Hillary.
Yeah, shout out to Coco Jones. Yeah, she one of my favorites right now. Now,
I didn't even know she was a singer.
yeah, she's really good. She's like really good. Now, so bad movies, bad reboots. Like I said, all reboots are bad to me. There is some bad movies that I have on my list. Like it's really a lot of them, to be honest. Like I said, Coming to America is one of them. I don't think Coming to America is really that good. Um, Damn, you know what? I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they was talking about the Fridays, and I think the third Friday the best one, then the first, then the second.
I don't think any of them are bad. I think they're all pretty good.
None of them bad, but the second one is like on the verge of being bad. To be honest,
What was that movie where it was with the Marlon brothers and they was in the hood?
they was in the
Boys
hood.
in the Hood. It was like a spinoff. It was something else.
Don't do that, bro. No, don't be a menace.
Tell me a menace. Yeah, that was some bullshit. Like I didn't lie like that.
That movie is you had to go back and watch that shit. That shit is fucking hilarious, bro. What
To
do you
me, I thought that
mean?
shit was corny as hell.
But that's the funny part about it though. Like I don't know, to me personally, that's literally my favorite movie of all time. Like I can sit and watch that every day. How is that shit not fun? Like what? There's so many
Yeah, that shit was
quotables for that
not.
shit.
It was. I don't know. It wasn't all that good.
When the last time you watched it?
I was younger. I was a kid, so I ain't watched that shit like recently.
If you watch that shit now, I don't know. I'm just speaking. I'm biased because that's like my favorite movie. But that shit is hilarious. But I get it. Like they did kind of miss the mark on some of their shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean Marlon and like the Waynes. I don't know. They're known for what was the scary movie? They had 50 Shades of Black or something.
Oh yeah, yep.
Um, yeah, he does like he spin off of these movies, and some of them are just hit and miss. I think Don't Be a Menace was a miss for me.
Yeah, I mean, some of the scary movies, like after it got to like 3 and 4, it wasn't as good. Like the first two was like classic, but
Yeah,
yeah.
those aren't good at all. Like those movies. When I go back and I went back and looked at it, I was like, man, this movie is super cheesy. Like
Wait, what you
I
mean,
can
like the
see it as
jokes?
me as a kid.
Hmm.
I guess it's just like looking at the people too and the characters, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I guess that's just how they dress and how the times were. But when I look at it now, I'm just like, that's interesting. Like it's just, and then the black person always getting killed first. I don't know.
I mean, that's true though. That's a true thing in movies. Like they were just parodying it. That's a hard word to say. Um, yeah, like, I don't know how I would feel if I watched it as an adult. Like, there's a lot of shit that I watched as a kid that if I
Like
watched it as
Final
an adult, it's like
Destination.
Final Destination.
You ever
I
used to
never
watch
was
those?
a. I did, but like that shit was corny. You know what I mean? Like it was fake scary shit.
it was pretty good. And then what about Saw?
I've seen a couple saws, yeah. I don't know how I would react at like 30 years old. Like, oh shit, Saw. Like, is it still gonna be scary? But scary movies not scary to me though. So it's like
I remember the one that had freaking Shaq in.
they did,
Yeah, and he cut his foot off.
man. What the hell?
Shaq be doing everything.
He gonna get a check now. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I know one bad movie. The one with Snoop Dogg, and he played in a scary movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot what that shit was called though. I never seen it.
Yeah, I saw it when I saw it when I was a kid. I actually got scared. I was terrified. But now, like now look at it, I'm like, that movie was ridiculously, and it was like that was a terrible.
Let me see what that shit called. Snoop Dogg horror movie. Damn, what was that shit called? Are you talking about? Oh, it's called Hood of Horror.
Nah, it wasn't called that. It was like Bones or something.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, he got multiple horror. Oh, Bones. Yeah, Bones. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was the movie.
This is basically hot take hour. So I'm gonna say a hot take. What's that movie with Will Ferrell? Step Brothers. Garbage. Step Brothers is terrible.
Oh, that shit was funny as fuck.
Once again, though, if you've seen it as an adult, would you think it's still funny?
I don't know. I gotta watch it again. I haven't watched it in a minute. But at that time, he was like literally like my favorite comedy actor was Will Ferrell. So the Talladega Nights and all those movies that he did at the time, I was like, this is funny. It was very like dry humor, but
Even at the time, as a kid, I was like, nah. I didn't like it back then either, which is interesting. Like like Napoleon Dynamite was kind of funny. It's still like Napoleon Dynamite is a terrible movie. Like just in general, like Pootie Tang is a terrible movie.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the kid with the afro.
Oh, yeah. Nah, I thought that was smooth. I didn't mind that one. I think that's a good movie. But a really bad movie is Borat. Like terrible movie. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Why? How you say Borat bad? Like it's funny though.
That movie was not funny at all, and it just like this guy walking around with that accent. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems something wrong about it. Like it just feels. I don't know if it's racist or just like it just feels offensive. Like just him and his. I don't know. I never, even when I was younger, I just don't. I never. My white friend would just like, "Hi, I'm bored," and like copy his voice and shit. He thought that movie was hilarious, and
Very
just something just
nice.
not- it just didn't sit right with me. I don't know.
This nigga was you was a moral guy back then. Like nigga, just laugh. It's funny. It was funny. But I see what you're saying. Like it was a caricature of like a European guy. You know what I mean?
Talk
Like, I get
about
what you're saying.
cringeworthy. Like I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
as a kid I was cringing. Like I was just like, eh.
that's interesting. I was laughing at Borat. Like that shit was fun. I wouldn't think about like, oh, this could offend somebody back then. That's crazy.
Or what is about that one where Adam Sandler plays a stylist?
Oh, Zohan.
Yeah,
I never seen that one. That was bad or what?
yeah, that was probably. I think that might be one of his worst movies. I guess it's funny. It's definitely funny parts in it though. Like, so I don't want to say it's like bad, but it's like it's cool. I don't know. I'm a big Adam Sandler fan, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna hate, but I would say it's definitely his worst movie. Like, I would never go back and watch that shit ever.
But that was after like his run, because Adam Sandler had a run in the '90s, early 2000s, and then I think maybe Click came out, and then Zohan came out, and then it was like I
Yeah,
don't
like
know,
Big Daddy, uh,
Waterboy, Little
Nick.
Nicky, what's the golf one? You know the golf one. Um, yeah, he had a run for sure. You know what else I never liked, and I kind of wish I could get into it, but I think it was just a thing at the times is that Michael Myers movie. Oh, Austin Powers. I never really understood Austin Powers like that back then.
I
So
agree.
I'm not even gonna say it's bad. Oh, you didn't like it?
Yeah, at the time, I wasn't really into white dude talking about let's get jiggy and like British looking dude. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Still, I still even now I still wouldn't watch it. Like, just not good. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things at the times where it's like even if you go back and watch it now, it's not even going to translate the same. It was just I feel like it was relevant to that time.
Right.
Um,
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I think of it kind of like a kid movie now. When I look back on it, it's like they used to have what back in the day. What was my time? Shark Boy and Lava Girl type shit.
like so basically that's Austin Powers. Okay, I can see that. Um, Other than that, you know, it's funny though. I don't even be watching movies like that. Like I don't even. I watched a movie recently, but before that, I don't even think I watched a movie for like months. To be honest, my attention span is too short to sit through a whole movie.
I'm gonna say one more bad one. Monty Python. Awful.
1000% that shit garbage. I don't get that, but I think
Won
it's
a
a
lot of
culture
awards
thing.
for nothing. Like the acting, the whatever they tried to do in it, it was just a cheap, terrible movie. Was not funny at all. Never snuck a little laugh out. Like,
I think there's a reason for that. I think it's a cultural thing where we just not gonna understand that type of shit. Like I don't, cause I haven't seen Monty Python since I was in like middle school. Even back then, I wasn't fucking with it. But I just felt that it wasn't. I didn't relate culturally, like at all, to Monty Python.
yeah, like a bunch of white guys acting stupid, like roaming around with the look like a home camera. Like I'm good. Like it was not like I was straight faced the entire time.
You ain't never seen Three Stooges before?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I used to fuck with that back in the day. Like, I'm not gonna say it's the same thing, but like it's similar. Like just people doing dumb shit, like
Yeah, I
funny
didn't
shit,
like
or
that either though.
Jackass.
I like Three Stooges are not good. Like I never thought that shit was funny. I turned it on, watched it, turned it right off. I'm good.
uh, Jackass. You ain't fuck with Jackass?
No, I fuck with Jackass.
Ain't that the same thing? Like people doing stupid shit.
But Jackass is they did it differently. They stepped it up. They were doing exciting stunts and really wild jokes and messing with people. And so it's yeah, I looked at that.
Yeah, they was trying to kill themselves for some reason. I really don't understand why they did that, but I guess
Yeah,
it's just
that whole
adrenaline.
era of like what Bam Margera show, yeah, Jackass,
Johnny
then all
Knoxville, all them.
yeah, Steve O.
Oh yeah, I think Steve O's sober.
Yeah, I was like, most of them people are like fucked up now. I think except for like Johnny Knoxville, he always seems to be working.
I think Steve O good now. I think he's sober.
Yeah, Bam is doing terrible.
Doing down bad. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
he used to mess with like his dad and maybe that was his uncle so
Oh
bad.
yeah, down Vito.
Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. No, that was good back in the day. But looking back, I want to watch that again. Like what was that? I forgot what was that show called, that Bam Margera show. Um, but I want to watch that in 2023 just to be like, what the I just want to see if it was actually good. Once again, like it might have been one of them things that might have been good with time, like at the time, but like Viva La Bam, that was the show.
Yeah, I feel like it was legit, and it was really them living their crazy life with their family. So I don't think it was like I for sure. I feel like it definitely was edited. I feel like there was a lot more stuff they probably did that probably didn't. They probably wouldn't put on live TV kind of shit. Like if they have a Viva La Band like raunchy, like all like I feel like it would have been way more harder. Like if Viva La Band was like on an HBO or something, and they had more scenes and instead of like Comedy Central, like VH1 kind of stuff, I think it would have been a bigger show, like on HBO or something like that.
I mean, they was cooking on MTV though for a minute though. Like even Jackass was, but yeah, like the them on a stage where it's like no boundaries, which HBO kind of doesn't have any boundaries, or like Showtime, like that could have been they would have killed themselves for real. I mean, they had the movie though. I never seen the movie, but I'm pretty sure they probably took it a little bit further on the movie because they can probably do what they wanted to do. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
the movies are they're not bad. It is kind of like just like the show though, but like they just do bigger stunts, more money's involved for the movie. Um, but yeah, the movies are pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even watch movies, so I don't even know why we sitting here talking about this. I've seen a total of like 20 movies ever in my life, so like it's not a lot of shit that I can pull from. But one thing I do want to talk about is, what's interesting about Jackass and things of that nature, like Viva La Bam and shit like that. Like they really not doing too much, to be honest. Like really, all they're doing is just like doing funny shit, smacking people, getting hit in the balls. Like it's not really like what's the talent there? Like, is there a talent?
No, it's like just like YouTube is stuff is just doing stupid stunts and jokes.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar to like Kim Kardashian. Like, I'm not even gonna say Kim Kardashian not talented at something. I don't because I wish I didn't even have to name her, but she's the only example I can think of where it's like she got
Yeah, I don't
on.
know. I feel like that's a different genres. It's like it's comedy, that's reality TV. Uh, Jackass, I feel like they're doing like comedic little things between each other. Like there was a lot of people who watched the show. It's like watching ridiculousness
Right.
or what was it? Kids do the darndest things. What was that? The show they used to have like when they used to do all the kids and with that people and pets and stuff like that. It's like 50 shows, 50 home movies or something like that.
Oh, America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, stuff like that. They used to do all different categories or stuff like that. I feel like they're all kind of similar isk, but Jackass was just more. It was a crew of guys, and they create these different things that they were gonna do for a show.
Yeah, but you know what I find interesting is like I can't really figure out what's the talent though. Like it's entertaining. Like yeah, you have a talent of entertaining in a way, but like how hard is it to be like, okay, I'm gonna kick you in the balls 3 times and then burn you with this lighter? Like that's just some outlandish shit you could think of and be like, oh yeah, like let's do this. It'll be funny. Like, but did it really take too much to figure that out? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, would you do that?
hell no, I wouldn't do no shit like that. Like that's stupid. That's like an
See, that's
intrusive
the
thought.
thing.
Like uh huh.
They came up with that stuff. Like people wouldn't think to do that.
I think a lot of people think to do that and then be like, "No, I'm not gonna do that because that hurts." They just was like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna take it there. Like we're gonna take it a step further." But the whole point
I
of
be
all,
thinking about like how many people they influence though, like Jackass. Um, there's so many people who doing pranks and jokes on each other, like right after they left. Like that's kind of what YouTube and social media and all that kind of stuff. They play a big part in that kind of what I think today.
I think they do for our generation, yeah, for sure. Now talent. Okay, so I mean, to me, I'm gonna say that that's not a talent though, because I think anybody could do that.
Yesterday, anybody could do it. Like we can get on camera and just start doing the stupid shit. There's gonna be people to watch. Just like when what was it? Funny Marco, he just goes outside and just does stupid shit to people. There's so many different like YouTube different shows and what people do. They go to Walmart, they go to restaurants, just like doing stupid shit. Queens Flip, like all of them. Like
Yeah,
I mean, you can make a case for a bunch of people if you say that.
but that's being obnoxious is not a talent. Being loud and screaming at people or going into Walmart and being like, "Hey," like that's not a talent to me. Like, but it's still people that's paying attention to them. It's just interesting to see. I mean, maybe it's just something that people do just so they can like get their foot in the door and then they can show their talents. But to me, like going around asking people, "Yo, how many ashes you ate?" Like in Miami, like, "Oh, how many ashes you ate last night?" Like that's not talent to me.
Or like going around talking about, let me check your diamonds. Or that one dude who be doing a fit check. You're like, oh, 5,000 for that, 4,000 for that. Like it's just, I don't think there's any talent to that.
And I think that this kind of like it's. I hate to sound like an old man, but I just feel like with society these days, it's just not. It doesn't incentivize somebody being talented and actually building their craft and working on something. Like yeah, people working on, oh, what question I'm gonna ask the person next time, or like, oh, who diamonds I'm gonna test next. But like, you're not really working on no craft. Like you're not working on no talent, and it's scary a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that's the game though. People are just nowadays what I feel like it is, people are just grabbing their phones and just trying to get like a real life reaction out of people. So they're just doing stupid shit or they'll come up with something just to get like a reaction.
That's the name of the game. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, folks. If y'all think I'm hating, y'all think that these people really do have talent, then tell me. I mean, I'm sure they have some talent, but the shit that they doing not really showing it. But let's talk about us as people, since this is the Friends podcast. We gonna talk as friends. Like talents, talent wise, I feel like I have some talents, right? Like I feel like I have things that I can do. You know what I mean? Music, like making music, uh, critiquing music, a little bit of programming talents, playing bass guitar. Like I have different talents, and I feel like and I want to build more. Like that's one of the things about life. So I want to be talented at damn near everything for real throughout life. I don't know if other people don't have that same perspective, but
Everything.
I wish. I wish I could do everything, like for real. Like I want to learn how to fly a plane. I want to learn how to build a computer and get talented at that. Like everything. Like why not? You know what I mean? Like this, we only get one of these motherfuckers called life. So it's like you might as well just learn. But I feel like people don't focus on
I
building
feel
that.
like talented is a strong word. Um, like people try different things and stuff, but it don't mean that they're necessarily good at it.
Yeah, or they can do it, but it don't mean they talented.
Exactly. So that's why I feel like more or less the question when I had posted it, I was thinking, are you the best at anything? And I don't know. I feel like honestly, I don't think I can say I'm the best at anything. Like you can be the best at just doing being you or whatever like that. But other than that, there's no. I don't necessarily. Oh, I'm the best at doing this. Like if I was an athlete, I'd be like LeBron or something. I'm the best at basketball, or I'm the best businessman. I'm the like being, or I'm the best making beats. I'm the best rapper.
The thing about that is like you can be the best. Like LeBron can be the best basketball player in the world, but your body can't sustain that forever. So like you can
That's
only
not
be
what
the
he's
best.
saying. He said he got a lot left.
But when he's 60 years old, he's not gonna be the best basketball player in the world at that time.
I mean, he might not be now. Like,
He not. He definitely not.
but I just think overall his career is the best. But
Debatable. Debatable. I think that. I think versus thinking about am I the best is like I think people should strive to be the best because you can really. I mean, holding that top spot of being the best at something is something that I don't know. Like you got to be a tough motherfucker to like really sustain that forever. Like I'm really the best at this forever. Like who the best DJ of all time and is still the best? Who's the best singer of all time and still the best? You know what I mean? People's voices go out. People hands can't do the DJ shit no more. Like what? It's
I
hard to
mean, like,
sustain that
I mean,
forever.
sustain it. Yeah, that's. But just like even if you manage to be the best once, that's like you were the best at it. Like you got up to that point where you were the best. And I just don't think many people have like a drive to be the best. People just want to be as long as they're good enough and they make funds from it instead of being the best at it. I think there's not really many individuals like that.
It's really not. I mean, I'm not even necessarily like that. I'm kind of somebody that's like I'm gonna be the best version of what I'm doing. Like personally, I'm gonna still try to get better, but like being the best at something that's a lot. Like that's a lot of work. It's a lot of people you got to try out. You got to go up against people to get to the top, like that's a lot of work. So you got to really be dedicated to like what you want to be the best at. But I don't know. So you don't feel like you. I mean, you talented, but like you don't feel like you the best at anything. Like nothing.
No, I don't feel like I'm necessarily the best at anything. You know that saying that people always say, like, there's always someone stronger or whatever like that. Like,
Stronger, faster, whatever. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like somewhere there's always someone better than you. But I don't know. Someone got to be the best.
What you want to be the best at though? Best podcast? Like you want to have the best podcast all time?
To be honest, I feel like anything you try, you want to be the best at. Like I would want to be known as like one of the best interviewers or podcasters or whatever. Like, but as long as like I got acknowledgement and stuff like that, like I feel like that would be good enough for me at this moment. Um, I feel like being the best would be like more down the road, or it comes with like you. It's just steps for me, like to be like, oh, call myself, be like, yeah, I'm the best. Like being the best comes with accolades. Like you have to be noticed as well to be the best.
Not necessarily. I think that some of the best music, like I always talk about this with music, like the hits, not the best songs. Like the hits, just the most catchy songs. Like every now and again you might get a hit that's the best song right then, but like that's not usually how it is. So just because it's popular, just because it has recognition, don't mean it's the best shit out. Personally, not that's how I think
I
about it.
disagree. The songs that last and people, a bunch of people just know off the top of their head, no matter the years. Those are the best songs. Like whether you say it's like, oh, I like the B sides better, or blah blah blah. Those are not the most. Those didn't catch on like the hits did. So those are the ones that's gonna be known for history. Like when you think of "It's Getting Hot in Here," so take off all my like songs like that. Like, but I don't know the other songs on that project for real, and it doesn't come to my mind like that. Like maybe like if I played it back again now, there'd probably be a couple more songs. But oh yeah, yeah for sure.
Now that's one of the ones where like at the time that was the best song out at that time. Where it's like, oh shit, like this is a hit and it's actually really good. But a song like God's Plan by Drake, like that was a hit. It probably wasn't the best song out at that time, just because even just listening to it back is like it's not super timeless. But it was a hit. It probably went number one if I'm not mistaken. Sold a lot of records, streamed a lot. Like but it
But
just
I feel
wasn't.
like that was like a single he put out, if I'm not mistaken, very early on, and it was one of the songs he just happened to put on his album like a year later or whatever when it came out. Um, yeah, I think that was just like a single he threw out there, and then ended up putting on this album, probably to keep boosting the numbers and all that kind of stuff.
Reading the Wikipedia, I'm seeing God's Plan received lukewarm reviews from music critics who called it a typical Drake song. So it was the 29th song in history to debut at number one, making it Drake's fourth chart topper. So yeah, it hit number one. I don't know if it was released before. I mean, I'm sure it was probably just an album, like a album single.
We know it did numbers. It's Drake. Like I don't. Drake's a kind of anomaly in music. Like all his songs is pretty much tops the charts when he drops. So I don't even want to put him in a conversation for real.
But it still holds true because I'm saying like that don't necessarily mean that was the best song in January 2018 or of 2018 just because it was a number one hit.
But he has a lot of top songs though. That's my point.
He does.
So it's like even the B sides and stuff and all that stuff may be on the album. We're still in the top Billboard charts. So
And that's another tough thing about this conversation is like measuring it. Like if we was like, all right, we the Friends podcast, we the best podcast in the motherfucking world, which I think we are. How do we measure that? How is it measured? Is it just literally like we got the most listeners, or is it just we got the best content, or is it just the feedback that we receive? Like it's a lot of different things that go into measuring what's the best.
yeah, because I think one of the best podcasts was actually from Charlie Murphy, but it never got like the recognition like some of these other podcasts. Yeah, I thought that was one of the best, funniest podcasts out there.
But then somebody that's not a comedy fan might listen to it, be like, "This shit not that good." So it's like it's also subjective. So it's like you could say there's an objective best, but there's really no objective best in anybody, to be honest, because there's always somebody's opinion is going to be like, well, they don't do this, so they're not the best. So it's like at that's why I go from the point of like, let me just try to be the best, make the best product I can, and we can go from there. Like, yeah, maybe I can be the best at this one day. Hopefully, I am. But people gonna subjectively put their opinions in it anyway. So I'm just gonna be the best, put my best product out at the end of the day. Yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I believe is the saying. There's a lot of sayings, man. A lot of sayings. But man, I think that we done talked about a lot of good topics this episode. We might as well close it out here. But do we have any highlights for the week?
I'm gonna highlight I'm Triplin, Still Pretty project. It's about 7 songs, looks like a EP probably. Um, Pretty good. I mean, I fuck with his style of music. I don't know who makes his beat. Is he a part of that? But it's good, feel good music for me. So shout out to I'm Triplin.
Okay, super dope. Super dope. Check that joint out. Me, I'm going. Of course, Party Next Door just dropped his new shit. So if you haven't heard it yet, I don't know what rock you living under, but my highlight this week is Party Next Door's Resentment. Super dope record. It was exactly what I would want to hear from Party Next Door after not hearing it for so long. So I'm just excited to hear some new Party Next Door, and like hopefully a new album is coming out soon.
Yeah, that song was wow. He be talking from a male point of view for sure.
No,
And I
definitely.
like I felt him. Like it felt like he really be talking about real life situations. I'd be like, man,
I'm pretty sure he is. Like this
that
sound
should
like
be graphic.
yeah. Yeah, like it really do. It really is talking about. It's really talking about a girl that's like running away from him and like talking about how he resents her and all that type of shit. Like it sounds like it really comes from like a real place in his life. Much like a lot of his songs. Like, if you really listen to the lyrics of his songs, it seems like it's a real. It comes from a real place, and that's one of the reasons why I like Party Next Door. He's one of the greatest songwriters of our time. But yeah, so check out that that resentment. Check out that I'm Triplin. And other than that, this has been the Friends Podcast. If you made it this far, we appreciate you for listening, and we are out of here. Peace out.